Hi, I'm Alex Vertay here at the Heights School. Welcome to Mentor's Compass. Today I want to talk about how to approach conversations with your son or mentee around issues of faith. Now, the advice in this video is geared more towards parents, but mentors, not to worry. Certainly you can help your mentees grow in their spiritual life by sharing this information with their parents. Down the road, I plan on having something more geared towards mentors and how to approach faith in mentoring sessions. Now, one quick point. Here at the Heights, we're an independent school, but we're one with a Christian orientation. And what that means is that for whoever wants it, we have Catholic religion classes, priests available to hear confessions, administer the sacraments. We have daily Mass. In fact, we have something like 200 boys attending Mass every day here freely, which is quite remarkable. And I say all this because a lot of my examples will be particular to how we do things here at the Heights, but I think that you'll find that the general concepts are applicable to whatever your faith background may be. I heard a parent say to their son once, "It's not my job to get you into Harvard, it's to get you to heaven." And that's right. You know, when it's all said and done, the whole reason we're here is to get to there. And we're all responsible for our own choices, right? Parents, you can't make the horse drink and just lead him to the well, so to speak. But there are things that you can do to help your son grow in his faith and make his journey to the promised land a little surer. A good rule of thumb is to take a light touch. Always a light touch. Be super simple in your approach, right? Respect your son's freedom. Now, it's not uncommon for parents to get a bit nervous if they see their son stalling in his spiritual life or he's just not that interested in developing it. You know, the natural reaction can be to encourage, to suggest, to push, even to coerce, right? But being pushy never works. In fact, it will probably have the opposite effect and make your son less likely to follow through on what you suggested. So if it doesn't come from him, if he doesn't choose it freely, he's not going to own it. And he might get defensive and just plain old rebel against what you're asking him to do. So what does a light touch look like? Well, here's an idea. Maybe instead of saying, "Did you go to Mass today?" Right? You can ask him a less loaded, open-ended question, right? Something like, "So what did you guys talk about in religion class today?" "Ah, interesting. Okay, tell me more." "Well, what made an impression on you? What, if anything, left you confused or with more questions than answers?" That is a good question. You know what? I'm going to figure that one out and I'm going to get back to you. Right? So it's subtle, but it still brings faith and religion into the forefront. Now, in this day and age when faith life is increasingly confined to the private sphere, it's important for you as a parent to show your faith naturally, to talk about it naturally. That's how the early Christians did it. They were natural in their love for one another, in their religious worship, in their conversations with friends. And lo and behold, this religion, founded upon 11 uneducated fishermen and one tax collector, grew to have billions of followers and lives on today. Right? So what might this look like for you and me? A good friend of mine visited my family with his over the summer. And one day, my buddy and I, dads, we took our boys for a walk, a few toddlers, and along the way we heard a siren. And his oldest son, who was 4 at the time, started saying a Hail Mary. And I looked at him like, what's he doing? I mean, obviously I knew what he was doing, but he told me, "Well, you know, we taught him to say Hail Mary whenever he hears a siren, a Hail Mary for whoever needs help or whoever's in danger." And I was just thinking to myself, like, man, what a manly way to react to danger, right? To an emergency. With prayer, with petition, with hope. This is what you want to instill. Another nice way to show your faith naturally is to ask your son to pray for some intention you have from time to time. "Hey, I have this thing going on at work. I need it to go well. Do me a favor and pray for it, okay? Thanks." And your boy will feel like he's really helping you. Right? He'll see that it's important to you. He'll see that prayer is important to you. And he'll take that and he'll internalize it. In fact, just last night, I was shared at the dinner table that one of my brothers is taking the GMAT soon. And as I was sharing this news, I asked my boys, I say, "Okay, boys, we got to pray for Uncle Gaby, right? We got to pray that he does really well in this test." And then my son, he's 5, he was like, "Whoa, concerned. Why do we need to pray for Uncle Gaby? Is he okay?" And I was like, no, he's fine. You know, I had to explain what a test is, what a GMAT is, what that has to do with him getting into a good school. Right? But overall, it was an opportunity to teach him that you can pray for people, not just when they're hurting, but also for other reasons which are important, but not grave or life-threatening. Right? And my kids were like, "Oh, it's great, you know, okay." And I saw him just go like this, and I don't know what he was saying, but I imagine it was something adorable. The most important thing you can do is give a good example. Now, I've heard more than one teacher here at the Heights talk about the profound impact seeing their father on his knees in the morning, praying before everyone else woke up, the profound impact this had on him. Dad, what are you doing? I'm talking to God. Whoa, my dad talks to God. Don't underestimate this example. I mean, look at St. John Paul II. He lost his sister before he was born, his mother as a small child, his brother some years later. And he said that something that was really important for his vocation was waking up routinely in the middle of the night and finding his father on his knees in prayer. So it's really important. Now, another thing you might try to do or not do is avoid negative comments. This is also an important example. So that could be about a priest, his homily, or the way someone is dressed in Mass. In fact, one teacher here shared with me how he once made a critical comment to his father about somebody wearing shorts at Mass. And his father said, well, at least he's at Mass. He corrected him without correcting him. He pointed out the good in the other person and highlighted it over what could have been better. And this particular teacher said that he learned a lot from that correction and never said something like that again. So these types of comments from you as a dad or as a mom, they're quick ones, right? They're one-liners. But they tell your boys a lot about your attitudes, your values, what's important to you, what you really think. And lastly, remember that growth in faith takes time. If your son doesn't go to daily Mass or pray the Holy Rosary every day, that's okay. Be patient. Do your part. Every now and then you do something small, you take some baby step together with your son to invite him into a deeper faith life. So maybe ask him to join you for 5 minutes of adoration. Or maybe you make arrangements so that your family reads a gospel scene that's relevant to the liturgical season, like during Christmas by the creche reading one of the infancy narratives or something like that. Whatever it is, be patient, be warm, be natural, light touch, not overbearing. Great. Well, that's it for today. That's our time. I hope you found this helpful. From all of us here at the Heights School and Mentors Compass, thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Berthet, and I'll see you next week.